Greetings, technologists who have made significant strides. Today I'd like to share with you some news regarding the recent announcements of JPMorgan's support for Ripple and cross-border payments, as well as the creation of Palau's own stablecoin on XRPL. Finally, I will provide an overview of XRP, as is my habit. What are the key benefits of XRP over more conventional forms of international money transfer? What effects, if any, may the expansion of XRP technology and the use of multiple currencies have on the world's monetary system? We will discover. According to JPMorgan, XRP and Ripple are key participants in freeing the $120 billion worth of assets that is locked up in international payments. The illustrious worldwide financial services provider JPMorgan recently published a study referencing XRP and Ripple in its discussion of the potential to liberate $120 billion worth of cross-border payments. The report's stated goal was to provide more detail on how financial institutions might use digital currencies issued by central banks for internal business transactions. JPMorgan brought attention to the fact that MNCs transfer almost $23.5 trillion annually across international borders. The company made note of the fact that this amount was equivalent to about 25% of the world's GDP. International corporations rely on inefficient, slow, and opaque cross-border payment methods to process these enormous transactions. Not only that, but JPMorgan brought up the fact that these ideal procedures result in large yearly transaction expenses of $120 billion. It was also pointed out that the approach causes extra costs associated with currency translation, stranded funds, and settlements that are longer than expected. Alternatives to traditional methods of international money transfers include Ripple and XRP. At the same time, JPMorgan pointed out that a number of private sector organizations are working to solve the problems with delays in cross-border settlement. These organizations include Ripple, Swift, and the CLS Group. According to the research, the CLS Group has a multi-currency FX net that aims to do away with settlement concerns. Unfortunately, there are substantial obstacles to adding more currencies, and the solution currently only supports 18. Swift also set up a method to decrease processing time and increase transparency in cross-border payments, which was mentioned in the study. On the other hand, it did note that Swift is still reliant on the clunky correspondent banking system with its many middlemen. The problems of settlement risk and trapped liquidity therefore remain. Although Ripple's cross-border payment system, which employs XRP as a settlement mechanism, is real-time, JPMorgan confirmed this. It said that the inherent volatility of cryptocurrencies is the problem with Ripple's system. According to the statement, banks are hesitant to use XRP as a payment facilitator due to its high volatility. So, according to JPMorgan, the private sector's attempts to address the problems with international money transfers have only achieved limited results. Still no universally applicable, scalable solution that supports multiple currencies and payment methods, the study asserted. In response, JPMorgan put out the idea of the MCBDC network, a digital currency that could be used by central banks to handle various concerns at once. The technique supposedly has the ability to make cross-border, cross-currency payments possible around the clock. Intriguingly, JPMorgan has released a study detailing their plans to use XRP and Ripple to facilitate $120 billion in international payments. To begin, you must understand the magnitude of the issue that JPMorgan is trying to resolve. Approximately 25% of the world's gross domestic product is derived from international money transfers. When compared to new systems, the old ones are obviously slow, opaque, and inefficient. More effective and novel technology, such as blockchain and cryptocurrencies, will be able to take use of this enormous opportunity. Given this setting, it's Ripple and XRP that JPMorgan is focusing on. As a pioneer in the field, Ripple has been working to simplify international money transfers by utilizing blockchain technology. The paper does point out that XRP's volatility is a major issue with its usage. For cryptocurrency, this is a typical issue. Their price fluctuations can render them untrustworthy for consistent business dealings. It's like if you're attempting to run a well-tuned engine on a highly volatile fuel. There is power in it, but it's really unpredictable, which is a big turnoff. The fact that Swift and CLS Group are mentioned demonstrates that the financial sector is actively seeking solutions, but each of these has its own constraints. An example of the difficulties in developing a system that is universally efficient is CLS Group's limited foreign exchange support and Swift's reliance on an antiquated correspondent banking infrastructure. One intriguing concept put out by JPMorgan is a multi-currency network of digital cryptocurrency issued by central banks. It integrates cutting-edge tech with the tried-and-true method of central bank oversight. Envision a world where a regulated digital financial highway is constructed to facilitate quick, easy, and transparent cross-border transactions. Offering the advantages of blockchain technology without the extreme volatility of conventional cryptocurrencies, this has the potential to be a revolutionary development. Efforts to transform international money transfers have, in conclusion, achieved great success. They're only starting out. Although the concept of a unified digital payment system that supports several currencies is exciting and forward-thinking, there are still obstacles to overcome before it can be widely adopted around the world. It feels as though you are solving a difficult cryptographic riddle. All the parts are present, but it's still difficult to put them together in a way that everyone can understand. Is following the established route even worthwhile in this case? Perhaps it would be more effective to employ fresh ideas and methods. Do you have any opinions? When progress is being made, it is frequently worthwhile to forsake outdated paradigms, since continuing to do things in the same way would not yield different outcomes. Next, we will discuss Palo and their stablecoins. Ripple and the Palauan Ministry of Finance have announced the outcomes of the Palau stablecoin pilot, outlining the next stages. The findings of the Palau stablecoin project's Phase 1 pilot have been revealed by Ripple Labs and the Palau Ministry of Finance, revealing the next steps for the project's roadmap. The Palau Finance Ministry's Board of Directors member and cybersecurity expert J. Hunter Anson informed the public of this change in a recent disclosure. Anson went to X and showed him the report's attachment, explaining that it contains information about the Phase 1 pilot's outcomes. You might remember that although the Palau stablecoin project's Phase 1 pilot stage began in March, distribution did not begin until June. Ripple made the announcement on July 26, just after J. Hunter Anson presented a live demonstration of the stablecoin's capabilities, as the Crypto Basic revealed. Initial pilot stats for Palau stablecoin. The most recent report summarizes the phase's statistics, including findings from the participants' experiences, now that it has concluded. Specifically, the first pilot phase concluded on September 29. With the help of